¿Cómo están? Bienvenidos a otra edición de Acapella dentro de Disco Club. Como ustedes saben, en nuestro programa siempre compartimos las gratas presencias, los gratos invitados, no solamente nacionales, sino también internacionales. Hemos tenido a Rick Wakeman, hemos tenido a Emerson Lake y Palmer, hemos tenido la suerte de contar con Ian Gillan y otras estrellas de la música internacional. Hoy día nos visita un destacado invitado, guitarrista, cantante, persona extraordinaria, un joven guitarrista, por qué no decirlo así, brillante en todo el sentido de la palabra, que acaba de dejar entre nosotros una escuela de conocimiento a través de una clínica de música dictada en el Museo de la Nación hace pocos días. Quiero dar la bienvenida en el programa a Paul Gilbert. It's very pleased for me to give the welcome to such a great musician, a great person like Paul Gilbert. How are you? Welcome to Peru.
Thank you. It's nice to be here, and it's nice to be in Peru, and we're going to have a good time today.
This is your first time in Peru? ¿Es tu primera vez en Perú?
Yeah, I've been to South America before. I've been to Chile and Brazil and Argentina, but it's my first time to Peru, so I want to eat some amazing food and play some good rock and roll.
Yes. Tú has tenido oportunidad de ser famoso, de llegar a un puesto muy importante en la música con solamente 30 y 32, 33 años, pero comenzaste muy chico. When was the first time that you play a guitar? ¿Cuándo fue la primera vez que tocaste una guitarra?
I think I tried to play when I was about 5 years old. I always wanted to be a guitar player, but my teacher, I think he taught me a very boring way of learning, so I was frustrated and I gave up. And so I started teaching myself when I was about 9 years old, and after that I would play every day. And I don't think I stopped. Maybe until I was 22, I took one day off. So when I was 9 years old, I really started to play seriously all the time.
¿Tú puedes recomendar a la gente que no ha tenido oportunidad de estar en la clínica una forma, una constancia, una técnica como para poder seguir aprendiendo el instrumento?
Yeah, I think there's many different ways to learn, so try them all. But for me, I learned mostly by ear. I had all my favorite records. I think everybody that gets into music has their favorite bands or their favorite CDs, and I just tried to copy them. When I was a kid, I really loved the Beatles and Led Zeppelin and Van Halen, and I'd put those on and I would listen to it and just try to figure out, where to put my fingers to make it sound the same way. Usually, I'd get it wrong. It would take me maybe 3 tries. I'd play it and it'd be kind of close, and I'd go, okay, that's all right, and then maybe the next week I'd try it again and make it a little closer, and then it would be, I'd have to keep trying, but eventually, I think my fingers would improve, but also my ears improved a lot, and I think that's really important. Let's see, well, I think I started doing a lot of guitar teaching when I was about 18 years old. I'd gone to a guitar school in Hollywood, California, and I was a student for 1 year, and after I graduated, they hired me as a teacher, and I was really excited. I think because I wanted to stay in Hollywood, and to me it was a much better job than having to work at McDonald's or get a job that wasn't musical. So I was just happy to have a job where I could stay in music. And as it turned out, I liked teaching. I had a lot of good students, and the idea of having to break down something complicated into small bits so someone else could understand it was an interesting art.
Like an ABC?
Yeah.
When you learn
because, maybe I would play something and they'd go, oh, what is that? And I think, oh, what is it? I know it because I've played it so long.
Yes.
But it's one thing to know something, it's a whole other skill to be able to communicate the small parts of it. So it really taught me a lot, and I had a good time doing it. And I ended up making some instructional guitar videos. I've done so many of these guitar clinics for Ibanez, and to me, if I can help guitar players be better, that's great, because maybe they'll make better CDs and I can listen to them. The more music, the better.
Sure. And have you think about the idea of making those instructional videos with subtitles so they can reach the Latin American people?
Yeah.
Now that you are on tour, it's a suggestion from our program.
That's a good one. I like it.
I think it's a very good suggestion. Everybody would like to have one of those videos, but as you may know, it's very difficult to learn when you don't know the language.
Yeah.
You know, when you don't speak English, for example. But I think you can write in your book.
Yeah, that's a good idea.
Visit. No, puedes de repente una idea que te damos es que estos métodos de guitarra que tú has desarrollado se puedan conseguir gracias a tu gira por Latinoamérica, subtitulados a nuestro idioma, que es mejor que doblados, ¿no? Eso es lo que yo te he preguntado. ¿Qué piensas de ello?
Yeah, that's a great idea. I should call my instructional video company and see if they can do that. Although it's actually funny because I've done, I think, 3 instructional videos, and the second one does have some Spanish subtitles,
yeah,
but only at the very beginning, and it's just sort of a joke where I found a mariachi band in Los Angeles, and I have them introduce me, and they use my Spanish nickname, which is Pablo Gilberto. So, you know, I had just that very introduction in Spanish, but yeah, it's not enough. I need to have the whole thing.
Sure. It's a promise.
Yeah.
Okay, nosotros regresamos, vamos a quedarnos con Paul, que va a tocar algo para nosotros como parte de este a capella tan especial con uno de los mejores guitarristas en la actualidad.